tells the story of a lonely orphan named Akira Shiroyanagi. He always feels bored because he always wins in every game, even if he gets the highest score in the national exam. Akira wishes a game could make him forget his boring life. When Akira went to school, suddenly someone was chasing him. Besides having a big body, he has above-average physical strength, allowing Akira to dodge and stay away from him. But as a gamer who always wants to win, Akira thinks of a way to defeat him. Akira decided to lure the man into an old building while preparing a trap. Despite being crushed by the ruins, the man was still able to move. When the man jumped towards him, Akira immediately took an iron rod and stabbed him. Akira managed to defeat him, but despite struggling hard in the end, he was seriously injured because a girl named Mion suddenly appeared and attacked him. After that, Akira woke up somewhere with other people who suffered a similar fate. Mion explained that they had been removed from the family register, or instead, they were dead in the outside world. So they have no freedom but to obey orders from Mion. They will be used as experiments to test special abilities. Mion demonstrated her ability to turn her hands into cannons and kill one. Mion warned that if they were not willing to cooperate with her, then they would be banished. They had acquired various special abilities, so the first program was a one-on-one duel. Then, all the participants were taken to their respective rooms and received letters to determine their abilities. When Akira first learned of his ability, he was confused and didn't know how to use it because it was an ability that his opponent trusted. But after eating his favorite sweets, he immediately focused on finding a solution to face a strong opponent who wanted to kill him. The first battle begins, and Akira will fight a punk named Kurosaki. Kurosaki asked Akira to surrender immediately, but Akira did not comply with his wishes. Kurosaki can turn a wooden branch into a sword that can slash everything. Although initially Akira was cornered, Akira used illusion tricks so that his opponent thought Akira had a dangerous ability to turn his hands into cannons like Mion had. After his opponent believed Akira, he managed to realize this ability, and finally, Akira won the fight, making Mion even more interested in Akira's prowess. A girl named Yuri always hates the word coincidence because it often makes her feel unpleasant experiences. For example, she happened to meet a boy who was sad, feeling sorry for him. Yuri tried to help him, but that person often followed her, and it turned out that from the beginning, he was a stalker. When returning home, her mother always brought the man she happened to meet. The man had a daughter named Riria, and Yuri felt terrible because she was asked to take care of her. Yuri has savings of almost 1 million yen. With these savings, she intends to leave home and live independently. But since her parents told her to take care of Riria, Yuri felt sorry for the child because her body had terrible wounds from being tortured by her own father. Since then, Yuri has wanted to protect her. On a different day, Yuri happened to meet again with the student who had previously followed her often. Yuri felt she had to stop him immediately because the student intended to end his life. Unfortunately, Yuri fell and happened to be selected as a participant in the death game. Yuri initially thought it was a dream when she woke up, but she had experienced this. Then, Yuri will fight a burly man who can detect the condition of others through their scent. The man really likes the smell of teenage girls and feels very happy because his first opponent is Yuri. The man manages to block a kick from Yuri, and then the man takes off his pants to distract Yuri so that the man manages to catch her and make Yuri unable to move. At the same time, the man remembers the past when he often hired teenage girls to entertain him. When brought to that place, he thought he would never be able to do it again, so he thought that his meeting with Yuri was an extraordinary coincidence. These words made Yuri very angry without realizing that she had managed to awaken the ability to increase her physical abilities 5 times stronger. With just a grip, Yuri could destroy his hand, and then Yuri finished off the man with several powerful punches. The second program was a team battle where everyone who won or lost the previous battle was gathered into a team of 5. Akira was placed in the same team as Kurosaki, while the other members were Yuri, Kumajiri, and Sawatari. When everyone gathered, they introduced themselves and revealed their respective powers. Akira was cautious when introducing himself. He did not want to tell his true strength because it was considered too risky. Meanwhile, the others revealed it honestly. Even Sawatari boasted of his ability to turn buttons into ropes, even though it was useless in battle. Meanwhile, Kumajiri can become invulnerable in 2 seconds. To change the subject, Akira asked Kurosaki about the state of his wound. He really didn't want to show his ability because there was a possibility that it could not be used for a while. Akira hoped Yuri would be key in the upcoming battle. Therefore, he asks her to jump to find out how strong her physical enhancement ability is. Yuri suddenly gets angry and hits Akira and Sawatari for seeing her underwear. After the team battle begins, participants will be called and fight one-on-one in a ring. The first participants to be called were Sawatari and Rin. When the fight began, Rin asked Sawatari to retreat because she could not fight him. If Sawatari would comply, Rin promised to give a reward after the fight. But Sawatari refused the offer and proposed to settle it with a coin bet. Unfortunately, Sawatari averted his eyes while tossing the coin so Rin could kill him easily.
Akira, 見てたか?
ずっと見てた。リンという女はほとんど動きは見せていない。だが次の瞬間、何もない空間から刃が。
Sawatari's death unexpectedly caused a split in their group, but Akira calmed them down to focus on survival first. The next battle was Kumajiri against Ringo. Although his opponent looked weak, Kumajiri had learned from Sawatari that he had to stay alert. While Ringo felt beating him was impossible, she immediately gave up before Kumajiri attacked her. It turned out that Ringo could know her opponent's ability and copy 10% of her opponent's ability. Although Ringo copied Kumajiri's ability, the duration of her ability was only 0.2 seconds. Of course, it was impossible to win. But this made Rin very emotional. Ringo was scolded because Rin was afraid her team would lose and get punished. Next is the fight between Kurosaki and Seiko. With her ability, Seiko promised Rin that she would win the fight. Seiko can turn marbles into big ones. Seiko threw a lot of marbles, but Kurosaki was stronger than she thought. Kurosaki could ward off every attack and even split them in half. After showing that he had a sword that could cut through anything, Kurosaki advised his enemy to just give up. Seiko had promised to win the fight, so she didn't give up, while Akira asked Kurosaki to finish the fight immediately. But Kurosaki underestimated his opponent so much that Seiko had many opportunities to attack. And finally, Seiko accidentally destroyed Kurosaki's future. With disappointment, Akira made fun of Kurosaki because his defeat was ridiculous. Next, it was Akira's turn to fight Kitajima. As the fight began, Akira experimented on his abilities. He finds out if everyone who knows his ability can trigger his ability. Several conditions must be met to activate the ability. Akira tried to think of Kurosaki as his opponent and threatened to shoot him. That activated his ability, seeing that Kitajima assumed that his ability was a cannon. As Akira attacked using the cannon, Kitajima could negate the abilities of the opponents he touched when his hands touched the ground. Despite successfully nullifying all of Akira's attacks, Kitajima seemed insecure. Knowing that the girls supported him, his spirit suddenly increased. But Akira used that opportunity to find her weakness and defeat him.
Shiroyanagi Akira.
The final battle between Yuri and Hoshino. He is a stalker who always disturbs and causes Yuri to be in that place. So Yuri is very angry with him. Hoshino can harden his body as hard as iron but cannot withstand Yuri's attacks. Yuri can easily throw him out of the arena and defeat him in one attack. Seeing this, Akira thought that Yuri's ability was the strongest. The second program is completed, and the winner gets a prize for various luxury foods while the loser is punished to serve the winner. After seeing Akira's prowess, Rin begins to be interested in him. But Akira is not interested in her or her abilities and does not want to get involved with her because Rin is a dangerous woman. As a result of the previous fight, Yuri has a wound on her hand. Akira used his handkerchief for the first treatment, and Akira used the opportunity to approach her. Since they had to separate, Akira asked Yuri to promise to meet again. That made Yuri blush. It looked like Akira's plan went well. The third program begins with Akira getting a mobile phone and being instructed to collect 1,000 points. Currently, Akira has 100 points and will get an additional 10 points every time he defeats someone in the area. Akira immediately ran away from the area. Suddenly, someone named Katsuya stopped him to recruit him into the green team. At the same time, Yuri was being chased by the red team who wanted to kidnap her. Katsuya immediately protected Yuri and Akira so that they had a chance to escape. One of the men from the red team had cannon skills. As Yuri said, the man had a cannon like Akira that fulfilled the requirements until Akira activated his cannon ability to deflect attacks from the opponent. Then, they quickly escaped from there and stopped by the green team base. The other participants gathered there and built a village. The green team does not reject anyone who wants to join. Yuri feels that this place is inhabited by good people, and even Akira thinks that some people have strong abilities so they can build a large headquarters and defend the team. Then, they met the leader of the green team, Shiroyanagi. He welcomed them well and was willing to explain their situation. The red team is trying to create their own empire by controlling helpless people by force and enslaving them. The blue team is neutral so as not to get involved in the problems of the red and green teams. The possibility of a big battle between the green team and the red team will occur, so strong people like Akira and Yuri are needed. But Akira wants to make sure of one thing. He tries to threaten the leader of the green team to find out if he has a chance of winning under his leadership. The chief easily deflected Akira's cannon attacks, so Akira decided to join the green team. The newcomers kept coming, and since no more rooms were available, Akira wanted to share a room with Yuri. Yuri doesn't mind that, but she gets shy and even finds contraceptives there. Then Akira said he had something significant to say, which made Yuri even more nervous. She thought that Akira would express his feelings, but it didn't match her expectations, so Akira told Yuri about his true strength. Akira asked Yuri to close her eyes and imagine her feelings would be conveyed. Unexpectedly, it succeeded in activating telepathic abilities. Akira did that to prevent others from hearing their conversation. With telepathy, the two can get to know each other better so that trust arises. Mion then gave a mission to all teams, a Ghoul extermination mission. Each time, defeating ghouls would get 30 points in return. The green team worked together against the Ghoul. Akira and Yuri had agreed to use telepathy when fighting, and Akira utilizing everyone who watched him. That Akira's ability was a cannon. That way, Akira can use two abilities at once. When the green team defeated many ghouls, the red team suddenly appeared along with their slaves. Kuro can force the dead on himself, so they cannot resist orders from Kuro. Kuro sacrificed all his slaves while the green team tried to save them while fighting the ghouls. Also, Mion made the mission even more exciting by bringing out a giant ghoul. Their attacks didn't work at all, and Akira was cornered. Seeing this, the green team leader was forced to fight the monster alone. Shiroyanagi fought the ghoul alone so that his members could escape, even though it made the red team know the limits of the green team leader's abilities and weaknesses. Shirasagi's counterattack is powerful, but the ghoul can regenerate. Yuri doesn't want to leave Shirasagi. She prefers to fight and protect Shirasagi. Akira also helped her. Akira said that he had a plan to defeat the ghoul, but Yuri had to help him so that the plan went smoothly. Then Akira tries to lure the ghoul into the ruins so the red team can't see it. As the ghoul is about to attack, Yuri imagines that Akira has teleportation abilities. That way, Akira can avoid the ghoul's attack so he can shoot his cannon into his mouth. Knowing that Akira could avoid the previous attack, the leader of the red team, Ugami, approaches him and feels attracted to the two of them. Ugami wanted to fight against them, but Mion immediately stopped him. Mion intended to settle their dispute by giving a special mission between the red and green teams, a king hunting mission. Each team had to kill the other, and Mion even prepared bonuses such as disabling the opponent's abilities so that they could render the opposing team leader powerless. Mion also promised that the losing team would be eliminated and the king hunting mission would be held in 7 days. Before the mission started, the green team had a chance to treat the wounded and recover their team. At the same time, Kumajiri rescued one of the green team members from a spy, after which he came to their headquarters and met Akira again. While in the green team's territory, Ringo always thought of Akira the first time she got to know him through a video game. Ringo has long admired him because Akira is very good at games. Then Ringo ventured to talk to him. She told Akira about her ability to copy and identify her opponent's ability. Akira firmly asked what her purpose was in saying all that. Ringo revealed that she needed a partner and wanted to work with her even though she already knew the abilities of the Red Team members. On the other hand, the Red Team gets information about Akira from spies. The info makes Kira wary of him and thinks that Akira hides his true abilities. In the forest, Akira and Yuri conducted several experiments. Akira tried to use Yuri's abilities and the ability to change appearance into other people. Akira successfully turns into Ringo and intends to use that ability to destroy the opponent's strategy. After meeting the blue team leader, Akira, who wanted to negotiate in carrying out the upcoming mission, Akira wanted the blue team to become his ally in exchange for many points. The blue team is interested in working with the green team, but their leader, Amoto, asks Akira to hand over Yuri. That way, the blue team will mobilize as many as 20 people in battle. Akira refused. He emphasized that the number was not equivalent to Yuri's abilities. In the end, the negotiations were unsuccessful. In the afternoon, Akira and Yuri returned to the headquarters with a lot of beef. Then they grilled it and enjoyed the meat together. The next day, the king's hunting mission began immediately. Each participant who stole the enemy's device would get points in the mission. If someone loses a device, it will be considered dead, and his hands will be handcuffed. Several towers have been built around the forest. Those who place their devices on the tower will get 10 points. If they collect 50 points, they can lock the red team leader's ability. Shiroyanagi ordered them to take control of 3 towers first. It took only a short time for the green team to secure the first tower. When Asuka's group was about to secure the second tower, Ugami suddenly came to meet them. Asuka had no choice but to hold him until reinforcements arrived. But Asuka's attacks did not work at all on Ugami. Even elsewhere, the red team slaughtered many members of the green team, and for a while, the red team dominated the war. Knowing Asuka was in danger, Yuri wanted to save her from Ugami immediately, but Akira asked her to accompany him to defeat Kuro first. Even though Akira struggled so that his team could win, Yuri felt that Akira did not understand her feelings. While showing a sad expression, Yuri apologized and left him. Yuri fights with Ugami, who has the same ability as her. Previously, Akira advises that Yuri focuses on agility. Despite their equally strong physical abilities, Yuri followed the advice and outperformed her opponent. Because Yuri was no longer with him, he finally carried out another plan, and then Akira met Rin and made a deal with her. Even though the agreement had been reached, Akira was still wary of her because he didn't know her abilities. After that, Akira challenged Kirasaki to a duel to solve their problems and utilized Rin's connections to lure the red team member to the place. Kirasaki could not let anyone interfere with his fight, so he decided to reconcile with Akira and work together to defeat the red team member. Kirasaki tried to distract himself, and when he was caught off guard, Akira attacked him from behind. Although it was successfully parried, wood chips flew in the air. Kirasaki kicked the wood chips and turned them into knives. Finally, they managed to defeat members of the red team. Elsewhere, Rin is facing off against a red team member named Renka. Renka really hates Rin and intends to kill her, so Rin decides to get rid of her first so that her position is not threatened. Rin managed to find her weakness. It turned out that Renka was just a puppet while his real body was elsewhere. After killing the figure controlling Renka, Rin also silenced someone watching her. On the other hand, Kumajiri faced a red team member named Yuki. He could shrink anything by using threads and cut Kumajiri's hands easily. Yuki continued to attack using the thread. The attack almost made Kumajiri's neck cut. Fortunately, someone from his team immediately came and stopped the attack. To protect the person who had just saved him, Kumajiri did not hesitate to use his abilities. His ability only lasted 2 seconds, but 2 seconds was enough to defeat his opponent. When Katsuya was overwhelmed by an old man named Kamui, Akira came there to replace him. Akira told Katsuya to go to Asuka's place while he would face Kamui alone. Kamui already knew that Akira's ability was not a cannon. When he found out Akira's true ability, Akira showed a sword that belonged to someone he defeated. Kamui thinks Akira can copy his ability, and Akira utilizes the condition to activate his ability and defeat his opponent. Ringo was tasked by Akira to keep an eye on refugees from the red team. With her identification skills, Ringo managed to find a spy who sided with the red team. But there is still another spy. It turns out she is an old woman named Momoko. Momoko's past had taken care of Ugami and Kuro while at the orphanage and considered them her own children. As a parent, she would do anything for her children. She told Shiroyagi to surrender, otherwise she would shoot Taro with her cannon.
あなたならそうすると思ってたわ。さよなら、ユウトさん。
Shiroyagi had to comply, so the green team leader was defeated. But the war is still not over as Shiroyagi is no longer their leader but Akira. Ringo can't let Momoko leave with Taro. Ringo can copy the enemy's ability by 10%. Because of this figure, she was initially insecure and thought her ability was useless. Akira advised Ringo to try it first. It turns out that she can also create new abilities besides copying the enemy's ability. But Ringo didn't dare to shoot her enemy, after receiving a lot of pain and knowing that her enemy was ruthless. Finally, Ringo is determined to shoot her mercilessly. After defeating the red team members, Kumajiri and Kurosaki headed to Yuri's place to fight Ugami together. While Akira managed to find Kuro's hiding place, he was not alone. He was with his slaves, controlled by his abilities. Akira already knows his abilities. Kuro makes others believe he has saved them, so they have a debt and must pay it forcibly. Kuro was favored in the fight because he could control the abilities of his slaves to corner Akira. Akira was caught this way, and Kuro had a chance to defeat him. After successfully stabbing him, Kuro felt he would win, but Akira had predicted all that. Unexpectedly, Akira managed to make Kuro think he had many abilities, including Shirosaga's. In the end, Akira defeated him using Shirosaga's ability. The battle is not over when Ugami is cornered. He awakens his natural powers and becomes invincible. Kuro and Ugami had a terrible experience at the orphanage. The owner often mistreated them. Kuro loved a book about bugs that created a free kingdom. The book made Kuro and Ugami good friends, and they dreamed of creating such a kingdom. When the owner of the orphanage hit him, the suffering felt by Ugami made him lose control, and no one could stop him. Remembering the suffering made him feel no pain, so Ugami defeated Kurosaki with Kumajiri, and only Yuri survived. Even though her left hand was broken, Yuri could still deliver a powerful punch. Yuri can make her opponent feel pain. With strong determination, she will finish him right now, but suddenly, Yuri loses her ability. It turned out that Kuro had exchanged his points to seal Yuri's abilities, so Yuri was no longer helpless. Knowing that, Akira immediately used his points to make an announcement. Through the announcement, Akira challenged Ugami to fight with him to end the war and forbade Ugami to kill Yuri and also his friends. If Ugami kills her, Akira says that he will kill Kuro, but if Ugami wants to obey, Akira will come there and face him one-on-one. Ugami thinks that Kuro is dead, but he still accepts Akira's offer and agrees to duel to avenge his friend. When Akira confronts Ugami, Akira has made a plan with Yuri so that she can imagine the ability to increase physical strength by 10 times. Eventually, Akira defeated Ugami, so the king's hunting mission ended with the green team winning. Akira meets Yuri and apologizes to her, while Yuri continues to believe in Akira that he will come to save her. Then Mion says that she will wait for Akira in the tower to proceed to Program 4, while his friends will be treated first as a reward for their victory. When Akira was cleaning himself in the river, Omoto suddenly came to see him and told him that he had seen everything. He thinks Yuri's abilities are impressive, but he is more interested in Akira's abilities.
俺の能力が気になるなら見せてあげるよ。この距離でどうかわす？そう、まあ無理だね。
Akira could not predict that Omoto had the same abilities as him. Omoto has a goal to kill Mion with his own hands, so he needs Akira's help completing the 4th program in Tokyo. Akira and the others return to Tokyo, but the game is still not over. They have to prepare for the 4th program while Akira meets Yuri at the tower and has a date there. And that is the end of the video. Remember to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.